Wine, wine, wine. Top 3 tips for traveling with kids. Hi, I'm Bhavna. I've got a 2-year-old daughter and I'm here to give you top tips for traveling with kids. The thing I'd recommend if you're at the airports is going through the special assistant lines. Anyone with families or younger kids can use those lines and it helps you not wait in the queues. I'd also recommend grabbing a travel pram when you are traveling. That way you don't have to take your big bulky pram and check it in. You can actually take your travel pram a lot of the time all the way to the gate and they'll check it in the top compartment for you on the flight. And so it's nice and easy when you get off and you get on the plane. So another tip, just depending on the age of your child, is to probably let them run around the airport and get all that energy out. So when they're on the flight, they can sit down, relax, and then you can also relax, hopefully with a glass of wine. So my first tip is to make sure you carry milk, formula, or even if you're breastfeeding when you're taking off and landing on a flight. It's really, really good for babies to equalize their ears, keep them settled during takeoff and landing, and I find helps them sleep and settle down really nicely for the flight. My second tip is make sure you get some baby or toddler headphones, set them up with an iPad or a little computer and download their top Netflix or cartoons or movies that they love to watch, and that'll give you a good couple of hours on the plane as well. So another tip of mine is to carry some fidgets. So they're great sensory toys for kids and they keep them entertained for a good 15-20 minutes. You can get all different types, or even colouring in pens, colouring in books, and just way to keep them creative and keep them entertained on the plane as well. So another tip would be to take their favourite snacks along, their favourite foods with them. So I carried a little lunchbox for my daughter, just with some nice easy foods like grapes, little Marmite sandwiches cut into triangles. But one mistake I made was taking messy food. So I took a yogurt and she accidentally spilt it all over the lady next to us. So I highly recommend keeping foods that are really easy on the plane as well. So I highly recommend travelling on a night flight. When I went to New Zealand with my daughter, we did pick a day flight to go on and she was really overtired. She became really, really cranky and it wasn't the best flight for us. So on the way back, we decided to go on a night flight and she was really, really relaxed. She watched a little bit of a movie, had some dinner, and then she slept the whole way back. Don't forget when you make it to the other side to celebrate with a glass of wine or a bottle. No jokes. So my first tip for cruising with an infant would be to pack a pool noodle. That way there's a few different options for it. If your baby is having a day sleep, you can always prop that up on the bed with some sheets and keep your baby safe during their day sleep, and you can relax outside on the balcony for a bit. You can also take that with you to the pool, to the beach, and use it for other excursions on the ship. So another tip would be to make sure you check for freestyle dining options. That way there's always food available for the kids at any time of the day. Another thing I would highly recommend is making sure there are lots of kids' activities on board, whether it be the water parks, go-karting. There's so many different things you can do on a ship for kids. So I think that would be a really good thing to check about all the amenities before you book. Another thing I would check is all the kids club options. You can get a variety of kids club options for all different ages, so the parents can also go off and enjoy themselves on the ship. So one thing I would recommend is making sure you check the swimming requirements as well for different ships. You'll find some cruise lines won't allow babies that aren't toilet trained and wearing swimming nappies to swim in all the pools, so you want to make sure you check that out before you travel. I'd highly recommend pre-booking any restaurants, activities and excursions that you're doing with kids. That way when you get to any of the places, you hopefully don't have to wait in too many lines. Definitely pre-book your car seat if you are hiring a car when you're going away as well. Make sure you schedule some downtime as well when you're on holiday. It could be all go with kids, but you want to make sure you've got some time to relax and enjoy the destination as well. And lastly, my top tip would be just accept things will go wrong. You might miss a bus, you might miss a show because the kids need to go to the toilet, but just make sure you relax and accept that and have a good time. Those are my top tips for traveling with kids. I'd love to hear if you have any more. Pop them in the comments below, and happy traveling. Don't travel with kids. No jokes. It ruins everything. No jokes.